Welcome back. Well, breaking news reaching us right now. Definitely, we've all been looking forward to December for a commencement of one of our refineries. And we've got information now, the Harcourt Refinery as recommencing operation in line with the federal government's promise to ensure production of refined products begins at the facility. They did say it will begin in December. And now, we have information that it has commenced operation right here, talking about the Harcourt Refinery. The development comes months after the Minister of State for Petroleum, Senator Heineken Lokobiri, said in August that the Harcourt Refinery will commence operation in December 2023. Well, in March 2021, the Federal Executive Council approved about $1.5 billion to rehabilitate the Harcourt Refinery. Accordingly, data shows that the Nigerian government has spent about 11.35 trillion naira in the past 10 years on fixing the country's refinery. But now we have information that the Harcourt Refinery has commenced operation just as promised by the federal government. We also have the Dangote Refinery that received a second shipment. That was yesterday, I think, or the day before. So now, there you have it. So the refineries looking ready at this point. Harcourt Refinery and Dangote Refinery. Let's bring in Oluwatomi Mayowa now, analyst at Financial Derivatives Company. Great to have you, Mayowa. And yeah, so information reaching us now is that the Harcourt Refinery has commenced operations in December as promised by the federal government. Talk to us about the impact of this. We were talking about the Dangote Refinery earlier this week.
Yeah, I would say it's really a good one. It's a good one for Nigeria, considering the fact that, the price of fuel has actually increased, and, the environment, there's been a lot of uncertainty in the environment. And, I would say, first of all, this helps to improve the credibility of the government, because over time we've seen that people have lost interest in what the government is saying. As when this news came in that we're going to see the Harcourt Refinery come into play in December, people's belief were actually people believed it less, and now seeing that this is actually coming to play, I think it paints a better picture, even for Nigerians and even for investors, actually. And then definitely adding to the production, to the Dangote production of refined products, it helps to also boost supply of refined petroleum. And, this will definitely, we'll see that it will reduce the downtime, like I said the last time, of, having to, go to Apapa, imports, the downtime used in importing, the transportation costs and all of that. All of those things will actually decline since we are seeing this improved supply. And, we might see some ease in prices, looking at all of this thing coming into play. So I think it's a very good one for Nigerians. And then for also investors, it boosts that confidence in the environment that, okay, we're saying the government is saying this, and then it is really coming, it's not coming to reality as they have said. So I think this is a very good one for Nigeria. It's a good start.
Right, definitely a good start. And even though we've heard many times that even though we refine, it doesn't mean the cost of PMS is going to go down,
yes,
drastically. But you did say that you might get maybe 100 naira, shaved off,
yes,
from how much we're paying. I told you I'll take that, but I want more. I want more than 100 naira shave off.
I think because the landing cost, the transportation cost of this of fuel or refined petroleum is actually going to reduce significantly. That's why I might see that ease. And don't forget, like I said, one thing we must also know is that the Harcourt refinery, it's when you compare it to the production capacity of what the Dangote is doing, it's sort of less, because what you would get from, for example, if you put about 1 million barrel in the Dangote refinery, you might get almost fully that amount. Let's say 950 thousand barrels of refined petroleum. But when you do that in the Port Harcourt refinery, you might not get up to that amount. So, it's just, helps to ease the supply constraints in terms of refined petroleum. So it helps, it paints a better picture, but not, there's still a need for more of these things that we're seeing coming up, so that we can see that increase in production. So I think it's good. It's a good start, but it doesn't solve the problem totally.
But at least we've all been clamoring for Nigeria to refine its oil,
yes,
and definitely it's definitely a good sign going into 2024 that these refineries are coming on stream. But another news now, we see there's a forecast. We see Nigerian export earnings from oil is expected to fall by about 6.3% to 40.69 billion. That's what they're seeing in 2023. Talk to us about it.
Yeah, let me start by talking about the global oil and oil markets. Like I said on Tuesday, that it's been quite volatile recently, and that's because of the increased uncertainties in the air that has actually been exacerbated by the geopolitical tension. And we've also seen supply cuts, production cuts from the OPEC plus. And however, we're seeing that the US is trying all its best to ensure that they put a floor on oil prices by actually ramping up oil production. And and that's what we saw this week. Even though we saw oil prices increase to about $80 per barrel, as a result of the tension, we saw that it eased recently this morning, and that's because we saw that the U.S. crude inventory actually rose by 2.9 million barrels, last week, compared as against an expectation of a 2.3 million decline actually, last week. So we're seeing that the US is ensuring that they put a floor on oil prices, and we're most likely going to see that next year. The US will continue to try all its best to, despite the production cost cuts from the OPEC plus, the US will continue to ensure that they ramp up oil production so that oil prices would actually not go so high. And then because of, that once oil prices are actually high, that would actually, raise inflationary pressures. So they are trying all their best. So bringing it down to Nigeria, we are seeing that Nigeria's export earning from oil proceeds will actually decline by about 6% to $40.7 billion. And that's because when you look at the average oil price in 2022, and when you look at the average oil price now, we've seen that oil price has actually declined. As of last year, I would say that the average oil price as of last year was about $100 per barrel. Now we're having something at about $80 per barrel. So that's why we're seeing that decline. Irrespective of the fact that Nigeria's oil production has increased, marginally. The decline in the oil price is actually reducing Nigeria the oil proceeds from the external earning from oil proceeds. So that's why we're seeing that decline, and we might see an improvement next year in 2024 as a result of a further increase in our oil production and the fact that oil prices are still going to remain high in 2024.
Right, definitely looking out for how the oil market progresses into 2024. But now it's about 3 days to Christmas, and definitely I'm sure a lot of people now will be trying to shop for Christmas at this time. How are you seeing demand, right there in the markets and commodity prices?
Really, food prices are actually increasing at a faster pace. And one would think that because the disposable income have actually declined, you might see less demand, but actually, we're still seeing prices actually increase significantly because, everybody would definitely want to shop for Christmas, right? So we've seen rice, I mentioned that a bag of rice rose to about 67,000 naira that's the long grain rice from 60,000. We saw that it actually, within the space of 2 days, it actually increased again to 70,000 naira per one bag. That's per bag. So and we are also seeing the price of a live turkey actually increased significantly. When you look at the price as of last year, it was trading about 45,000. Now it's currently trading about 55,000 naira. So that's the big one. So we are saying that prices are actually increasing at a faster pace. We might see food inflation actually rise to about 33% again in December as a result of this festive period. So prices are really increasing at a faster pace.
Yeah, you did talk about turkey. They were also seeing the price of chicken rise. So maybe for me, I might be giving fish some love this time going into Christmas. Thank you so much,
But
Oluwatomi.
there's nothing there's that enjoyment that people want to get by
Yeah,
wanting to, but we might see more demand for frozen turkeys like that,
right.
just so that they can since the price of those live turkeys have actually increased, so they might see more demand for frozen products
Right, and
than
I prefer live to frozen, and definitely I'm going to be looking for live. Thank you so much, Oluwatomi Mayo, analyst at Financial Derivatives Company. Compliments of the season.
Thank you very much. Same to you.